Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today is going to be a little bit of a different content that I usually do. I know on this channel I've said this is for WGU or Western Governors University student hacks and my journey with teaching and all that. But I decided today to tell you about something else, and that is DoorDash. But before we get into this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date on all the content that will be coming soon, because I have a lot of fun stuff planned for this summer. I'm going to talk about DoorDash a little more. I'm probably going to do a 1 month update and then a bunch of other things. So without any further ado, let's get into, is DoorDash worth it? So in order to be able to truthfully let you know if DoorDash is worth it, I decided that I was going to try and see if I could just fit it in here and there. I wasn't gonna schedule ahead a bunch of hours and try to do like 40 hours in a week and see if it would be as much as a regular job would be, because honestly that was my first week since school had ended and I was tired, so I was like, I'm just gonna try it here and there and see if I can earn some extra cash. So on a Sunday night I decided to try it out, and my dad rode with me because we were like, don't know if this is gonna be sketchy or what. So he rode with me, and in 4 hours that night we made $75. Sorry, I had to change where I was sitting because where I was sitting on the floor was starting to hurt. But anyway, so that first night my dad and I decided to DoorDash together. It was late evening on a Sunday night and we were pretty much getting orders back to back. Now I was like, ooh, $75 a day, that's if I did that a couple days a week, I could get up to $300 real fast a week. So how DoorDash does it is their pay periods are Monday through Sunday night. So on the next day, Monday, my account reset. So I wasn't at 75. That $75, I had to wait 3 days and it went into my bank account. So it all started over the next day, like my totals. So I decided to write down those totals from the next week. So I DoorDashed on Monday, on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, I know you're probably thinking I made the same amount every day. I did not. I DoorDashed at different times. And honestly, sometimes with DoorDash, I've learned you have to wait before they'll give you a new order, because if there's no more orders, they can't give you an order. So on the first day, Monday, I was really excited because I just made $75 the night before. So I did this at about, I think 5 o'clock Monday evening. I got in my car in my driveway and I was ready to go. And where I live is like right in the middle of town, so I'm right by all of the restaurants. And it's a very small town, so I don't have to go very far. So I just decided to sit in my driveway while I was waiting instead of going to a hotspot, which is where they say more orders are coming in. But since mine was kind of in between two, I decided to stay put. So how they count how long you've been working, it's called dash. How much dash time you have, which is, there's a button and you say dash now, and that means you are accepting orders. And then that stays running until you say end dash and you want to end your shift. However, there's also active time. That is the time that you are actually delivering food. So I, on my dash time, was dashing for 1 hour and 12 minutes. Only 1 hour and 12 minutes. That means for 1 hour and 12 minutes, I was sitting in my car waiting for orders. Now, only 36 minutes out of the 1 hour and 12 minutes was I actually delivering. That night, I actually only got one delivery. One. And that delivery was worth $7.50. Now, that doesn't mean they only offered me one delivery. They offered me like 3 or 4, I want to say, but they were like $3 for 5 miles. I had one that was $10 for 21 miles. I was like, that's not worth it. You have to figure out, is this going to be worth it for me to drive there? My kind of rule is, if I do not get $1 per mile, I do not take it. So this night I was just not getting anything, and then at the very end I literally sat there for about 30 minutes and I got no dash offers. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going inside. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. So my first day, Monday, I only made $7.50. The night before, I had made 75. So I was like, our Monday's just not a good day. I was trying to figure it out. So I was like, we'll try again tomorrow. So the next day, Tuesday, I ended up dashing, which is the amount of time I said I would be able to dash and was taking orders. I dashed for 5 hours and 31 minutes. However, I did this in 3 or 4 different sets. One was early in the morning, and I actually got a $2 bonus on every order I took. I did some in the afternoon, and I did a little bit at night. I think I only did like an hour that evening. But in total, my dash time was 5 hours and 31 minutes. My active time was 3 hours and 11 minutes. So for about 2 hours and 20 minutes of the time I was dashing, I was sitting waiting on order. It all worked out okay because I ended up making 13 deliveries that night, or that day, and made $74.50, which I think is pretty good. And it was pretty cool this day, so I was able to just turn my car off and just sit in my car playing on my phone until I got orders. Thursday, I made a little less. I dashed for 2 hours and 59 minutes, which is a lot less than the 5 hours and 31 minutes I did the day before. And my active time was actually 2 hours and 16 minutes. So only about 30 or 40 minutes was I actually sitting in my car waiting on orders. Again, it was pretty chill, not chilly, but like it wasn't as hot as it is this week. So I was able to just turn my car off and, enjoy some music, read a little of my Bible, do whatever I wanted while I waited on orders. That day I did 8 deliveries and I made $39.25. Then on Friday, that was the last day I DoorDashed for that pay period. That Monday through Sunday, I only did Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Friday was my last day. And I had signed up saying I would dash, and I dashed for 3 hours and 32 minutes. Of those 3 hours and 32 minutes, I was only active doing deliveries for 2 hours and 26 minutes, meaning about an hour was spent waiting in my car. I did 9 deliveries. And this day, I believe I also had it split up, and I was doing multiple. I did like a little bit in the morning, a little bit at night, and I believe this day I also got bonuses in the morning. And by morning, I mean like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., like that kind of morning. They give you like a $2 or $2.50 bonus if you're in an area where the demand is high during that time and they don't have enough drivers. But so during that time, I did 9 deliveries and I made $56.96. Which is not bad every day, except, well, every day I made at least $10 per hour that I was active. Not that I was dashing, that I was active, which is pretty good. It's above minimum wage. Minimum wage in Tennessee is $7.25, I believe. So, I mean, it's better than working at Bojangles, which is what I did through high school. So I was making more. Now you're probably thinking, okay, well, what are some totals? Like, that you could think of, okay, if you did this many hours and made this much money, if I wanted to do this many hours and make a certain amount, could I? So my total time for those 4 days that I dashed, my dash time was 13 hours and 22 minutes. However, my active time of when they had actually given me orders and I was going to stores and I was waiting on food and I was delivering it and dropping it off and finishing everything up, that time was only 8 hours and 45 minutes. We have about 5 hours there where throughout the week where I was just sitting in my car. And like I said, that was okay for that week because it was nice and chilly. This week I tried doing that 2 days. And after 10 minutes, I had to end my dash because it was too hot. Monday I tried doing it and it was 99 degrees. The heat index, or what it says, like, feels like, it said feels like 107. I couldn't sit in my car with all leather black interior waiting for 30 minutes for an order. So those days I haven't done much this week just because of the heat and having to turn my car off and back on. It's not really cooling down, and I found that like some of the food and drinks were like melting and stuff. So I haven't done a lot this week, but that week it was okay. So out of those 8 hours and 45 minutes that I was actively taking orders to people and picking them up and everything, I made 31 deliveries and I made $178.21. Now, an extra almost $200 for about one full shift of a regular job. That's pretty good. At the school I was working at, I made in my contract $200 a day, but I only got half of it during the school year. The rest I get over the summer. But so that means essentially I was getting paid almost as much as I was DoorDashing to be a teacher. If you think that's worth it, you be the judge. Also, I did want to mention that, again, like I said, I only did a DoorDash. I would only take an order if I had $1 for every mile that I was going. Now, at the beginning, I was kind of not doing this, as well as I made a couple mistakes. My first mistake was I only did it for the miles that it told me. And I wasn't thinking, okay, if I'm going 4 miles and they're paying me $7, awesome. But then you have to think, then I have to drive 4 miles back to town, and now I've drove more than I've made. So you kind of have to keep an eye on that. If your car gets really good gas mileage, you might be able to do 50 cents. I just wanted to feel safe and like I wasn't being cheated out of my money. So I decided to do $1 for every mile. I did spend around $50 in gas that week to refill my tank on Thursday, I believe. And then Friday, I still had like 3/4 of tank left, so I didn't get any more. But I had a full tank Monday when I started. So the actual money that I made after gas was probably about $120. Plus, this is before taxes are taken out. So as a DoorDasher or a Dasher, you are considered a contractor of sorts. So DoorDash does not take out your taxes. If you make more than $600 in a year, you have to pay your own taxes. What I would suggest you doing if you are going to do this and you know it's going to be more than a little side hustle, I need to make some real cash, so you're going to be making more than that $600 in a calendar year, I would suggest you going ahead and taking out 10 or 15% of what you're making each time you get paid from DoorDash, which for me, I chose the weekly payment. So my payment goes through on Monday, and then it's usually processed by about Wednesday and hits my bank account. So I chose that route. You can do a daily thing where it daily gets into your bank account. I chose not to do that because like yesterday I only made $16, so there's no point in doing $16 in my bank account. But you can do that if you're just gonna do long hours and if you need the money immediately. Or you could also choose to go the route, they have a little card kind of thing through DoorDash. It's like a DoorDash prepaid card kind of deal, if I'm understanding it correctly. I didn't choose to do this, so I don't know that much about it. But essentially on that, you get paid for every single DoorDash. So if I decided to dash and I only make $2, it's gonna go on the card every single time you do it. I didn't choose to do that. I don't really think I want to, just because I just like having in my main bank account and everything like that. So, but I would definitely suggest, back to the taxes, I would suggest that you take out 10 to 15% and put it in a savings account, or just set it aside. If you don't need a savings account and you know you won't spend it, just keep it set aside somewhere, and then at the end of the year you can pay your taxes. Because you really don't want to be in a situation at the end of the year where tax season comes around and you're like, oh, I'm good, and you don't realize, oh, DoorDash didn't take out my taxes and now I owe the government hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. So just to be on the safe side, definitely take that 10 to 15% out if you think you're gonna go over the $600 threshold. So I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. I have enjoyed DoorDashing on the days it's not so hot. So I don't think I'm gonna do it today. I think I'm gonna do it tomorrow when it's hopefully a little cooler. But I do hope to continue doing this throughout the summer to earn a little extra cash, so that in the fall, I can go back to the Bible college that I mentioned in my last video and finish that out without having to go into any debt. So that's it for this video. Again, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you liked it, so I know to give you some more content related to this. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers I have, the more motivated I feel. Also, if you want to hit the bell down below and it'll notify you every single time I upload. All right, so this is it for now. I'll see y'all later with a little bit more content.